hear the call to adventure, climb aboard or walk the plank. On the high seas, only those with the strength and spirit can survive. What mysteries lie beneath the waves? Treasure? Glory? Time to raise anchor and set sail. These are the tales of the White Springs Revenge.
I relay this information to the captain. Hey, Captain. Sorry, I don't know why I'm talking like that.
I be spending how much time around Borealo.
I wasn't mocking you, Captain. I'm sorry. And then I tell him all about the treasures. This is what I've been studying the last 2 weeks. There's some relics. Nothing as strong as our relics, though.
Will it help us in our fight against Prince Gloomus?
Yeah, there's this one that makes stuff come to life or something. It's pretty cool. We should get that one.
Animation magic-y.
If I read it correctly, I think so.
Why, this island is off the coast of Cinnabluff. There is a blockade by Pirate Captain Gallows in our way. Perhaps we can knock 2 birds with 1 stone. Withhold our promise to the Governator and obtain us another relic.
Elaborate.
We go there. On way there, we kill Guy.
Okay, but who's going to protect him here?
Who? Protect who?
The Governator.
Oh, he can take care of himself. He's got the Royal Navy at his disposal.
Oh, nice.
Bori, you always ask where the fish people are, and I find you drunk and asleep below deck.
Oh, did we do that already?
You slept through the entire thing.
An old man needs his rest.
Don't worry, we saved you some balls.
Is that like a delicacy down there?
No, it helps you breathe underwater.
So what's the plan today?
We be relic hunting.
And while you're on the beach, a bird flies by and drops like a scroll in front of you. And as you lean down and pick it up, you realize it's a scrawling from Boot, and it has a design on it for a flying contraption. In the pictures, it like shows a pattern drawing basically style of like what it is, and then the next page shows like how you build the sections. One of the things in the bundle of papers is a stone, and it's like a magically infused stone, and part of the design includes this as a way to get extra lift. And then on the last page, it has a depiction of use, and it shows a guy standing on the edge of the boat, jumping into the wind, diving towards the water, and then pulling up at the last second while activating the stone, giving him thrust. And then the next image is that same guy like dropping like Molotov cocktails on an enemy ship.
Mr. Wintercombe, can you make heads or tails of these plans? What would it take to get one of these built?
He starts looking at it and he's like, oh, well, sir, this is built out of basic materials, it seems. It's wood and sheets like we use for sails. This magic stone is probably the hardest piece to find, and it's right here. I think we could try and build one of these.
Well, then, get on it. Rig me up a prototype.
Yes, sir.
Aye, that's kind of crazy, don't you think? A man belongs on the sea and on the ground, not in the air.
Aye, but don't you ever have those dreams where your feet are dangling off the edge of the boat if you just fall away like you're floating in the sky, and then you grow wings out of your back, and then you're flying in the clouds, and then you start swimming in the sea, and then you're drowning in fear.
I look off in the distance. I sold my dreams to a sea hag many years ago.
I will send a reconnaissance party to learn about Captain Gallows, to either kill him, avoid him, or recruit him.
Use my connections again and send out to the network and try to find smuggler routes to that area.
Okay, to try to avoid the blockade.
Yeah.
Reconnaissance roll. Whoa.
Okay.
What should I be on the lookout for? Who's really in control? What's here is not what it appears to be?
You get word back that there has been sighting of a Prince Gloomus Royal Navy ship meeting with the ship that is believed to be Gallows' command ship, and not hostilely. They rafted together personnel cargo exchanged between the ship, and then they left. You also learn that some of the ships that are doing trade in the waters around you and around Maylock and White Springs are pirate ships in disguise under Gallows' command. You should be on the lookout for Gallows trying to make it. So you learned a lot. They came back with a lot of
A crew meeting.
yes.
Hey,
You see here, we have these uniforms from the Prince's Navy, and we have a ship from the Prince's Navy. But we can sail in undercover upon the Stony Bologna and make safe passage. We'll bring all fleets. We'll bring the Mango, the White Springs Revenge, and the Stony Bologna, and an all-out assault on Captain Gallows and show him who the real pirates are.
I got a bit of an idea.
I also have an idea.
Well, I
You
am
got any
all
extra
ears,
dinghies?
gentlemen.
We got some extra dinghies and gunpowder.
Spare no expense. Captain
Yeah.
Whitmore's got the purse.
Captain Whitmore's rich now, dude. We got it.
What if we just send a couple dinghies with a couple gunpowders out into the fleet first, and then
Catch 'em unaware.
fire them cannons.
Not a
That might
bad
work.
idea.
I was thinking, what if we use those Atlantean balls and we could kind of do what I was trying to do last week, which is go underneath them and basically just make a big, huge hole so that they just start sinking.
I've been sleeping for a while. How many ships do we got at our disposal?
3.
Yeah, 3.
How many ships are in the blockade?
More than 3, probably.
But if we take out the head ship, the rest will crumble.
You cut off the head of the steak, bro, then the rest keeps wiggling.
That's true. That's true.
That's when it's most dangerous.
Hey, Captain, look across these men with their families, and are we going to go for all-out murder, which everyone seems pretty down for?
Let us set sail to the open sea.
Taking
Let
all
them
the
make the
ships.
first move.
All head one ship.
We're going in for battle, but this is how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna go in on the Stony Bologna with Navy uniforms and create a distraction while Bori's ship sets up sabotage and while Ilo Pilo's ship does more other underwater sabotage.
Why don't we do this? Why don't two of us sneak through the sneaky route,
Oh,
get
yeah.
behind them,
Get
and then
behind
you
them.
come up, and then you can do whatever you want to do, sabotage whatever, and then fire some cannons, and we'll come and attack them from behind because they'll have their guns faced on you or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
We have some sort of trained bird that can fly over and give us a signal.
I have a really loud whistle and flag.
Can't we
Oh,
get
a clever use of flags. Why don't you take off your hat when you're ready for us to come attack?
Aye, that's good thinking there, Bori. Inconspicuous.
That's why you keep me around. All right, so when you feel like things are getting a
Married
little
in a
too hot and
blanket.
heavy in there, take off your hat and we'll come sailing in and start firing the cannons.
Everybody got that?
I count.
Good. Now what about you, Mr. Pilo?
And there better be blood on everyone's swords.
Yeah, if anybody gives you any questions, you're protecting the mango trade for the governor of Maylock. Set
How much-
sail.
How much does gunpowder cost? Can we get a couple barrels just in case we want to get, fancy?
Yeah, you want to buy spare barrels of gunpowder?
I'll get 4.
What are your feelings on splitting that barrel in half and filling one half with bits of metal and the other half with the gunpowder?
Yeah. That sounds like a good plan. Let's do that.
Okay, so you turn 4 barrels into 8
Pipe
large
bombs.
grenades.
Pipe bombs, yeah.
Shrapnel.
Shrapnel.
Giant
grenades, yeah.
shrapnel bomb. Which ships are these 8 things going to?
Split them up on the.
The Mango and the Revenge.
I'll take all the gunpowder on our ships. We'll have our crew swim them over to the other boats while they're distracted by you and whatever performance you give them, and then come back and I'll give you the signal on when it's time for you to get out of there. And then when you're safe, we'll start firing.
That
I hope you can swim.
Aye, it's the most solid plan I've heard so far. It must be the one.
Aye, that was a good nap.
Just to be clear, Whitmore's on the White Springs Revenge.
No, the Stony Bologna. And I will dress up as the Royal Navy.
So the 4 barrels are on the Revenge and the Mango. You're dressing up as the Navy and taking the Bologna. And then Bori, you're commanding the Mango, right? And then Pilo, are you taking command of the other ship? ship, or are you letting NPCs do that and you're riding with somebody else?
I'll command the other ship.
Why don't we make sort of a fleet-wide apparel
Fleet.
journey?
Yeah, so we all suck at wisdom, but I'm slightly better, so I'm gonna scout.
Okay, roll scouting.
11.
Okay, I got 8. I don't know which one I was doing though. Which one was I doing? Food? I got the food. We good. We ate the right amount of ration.
Bori?
7.
So you find your way just fine. It's gonna take 6 rations.
Okay.
Take them all out of stock.
We got fish rations too. We might as well use those before they go bad.
It's a big crew, takes a lot of food, but you feed everybody and you find your way all right, and you spot them early, Captain. Pirate ships. It's not so much as a blockade as in like area of water where you just have like a 80% chance to be attacked by these pirates, where they sort of patrol a small fleet of pirates that harass any merchant ship moving through these waters. And you spot them early, so you're able to send the other 2 vessels to get in position. So why don't you guys make charisma rolls to command the White Springs Revenge and the Mango?
Elo, if I
see
see
if
any
I-
scratches on my new ship, even though
Ooh.
it's already been destroyed by a squid, I'll be upset.
I got 7.
I got 10.
Bori takes to it as the old sea dog is, shouting orders, and the
That's what I
men
get.
respect his authority and jump in line. Elo, they do what you ask, and you're moving along, but it isn't the same precision that you see happening over on the Mango.
We've got momentum, synergy.
And you guys move into position sort of around where the pirates are. Who does what?
Can I spout lore on Royal Navy flag signals?
I'm gonna command my best guy with the best eyesight to take a spyglass and get to the crow's nest and keep a lookout to see if everyone's in position, and then the remaining guys to get their barrels ready.
Your guy climbs to the crow's nest and peers out at the other vessels and calls back down to you, says, Captain Bori, the Mango is in position and the Bologna is in position and the
Malone.
White Springs Revenge is coming around.
Everybody, get your barrels ready.
Hi, Captain. And the men start pulling up the barrels.
I signal over to the other ship, see if they're ready.
One of the men on your ship, Elo, calls you and says, Mr. Pilo, the Mango is signaling us. They want to know if we're prepared. Sir.
Signal back that we're prepared.
who swims best?
One of the men steps forward and he's young and fit.
All right. So we've got 1 barrel for you. I've got, 4 of the barrels? 4 guys.
So are you taking one or are you having all the guys?
The guys are doing it. I'm not getting in the water. I'm old.
Okay, cool.
You're strong.
I'm the captain.
You get the 4 fittest swimmers.
I'm the captain.
Are you having them jump in the water with the barrels? Like we throw
I'm going to order everyone to get into the water to get ready to start swimming over once he's in there distracting everybody.
So let's flash over to the Stony Bologna. You're all dressed. You got all your people on the deck dressed in Navy uniforms. You got your tricorn hat on, dressed up like a captain of a Navy ship. What's your play?
I rally my men together and I say, all right, we're going to try and approach the enemy forces to parley. But if anything starts smelling fishy or going south, be prepared, fight.
I got
And Jeb, my most trusted crewman. That's right, your crewman of the month. So as we're starting to prepare, I start flag signaling over at Captain Gallows. Urgent message for Captain Gallows. Urgent message.
Okay. Roll charisma.
15.
Oh shit.
Double sixes.
They're like, yeah, let's raft up. They treat it like they do before. And everyone sees the Sony Baloney and this pirate ship come alongside each other. And you look over at their boat, it's full of greasy pirates. And they start throwing rope and hooking onto each other and pull the 2 boats together. His fleet is mostly smaller boats like the White Springs Revenge, but this one's probably the same size as the boat you're on because this is his flagship. So I'm not sure if we ever just established how many men
Like
were on.
20-ish.
So you expect him to have as many men as you guys see this. You guys see the 2 boats raft together from your vantage point.
I'm going to tell the men, start working their way over. Start slowly swimming over. Don't make any big splashes.
Okay. So your
Gently
men
guide
drop
and
gently
try to
down
hide
into
behind the
water.
barrels.
It's a long swim. You have to be pretty far away for them to not be like, what is this merchant vessel doing, like, right on top of us? It's going to take a while.
Timing's everything.
Pilo, you see the two ships get together, and you see Bori start having his men jump in the water. What are you doing?
I have 2 of them, right? As well?
You have 4.
Or 4 of them? I'm going to also have one of the men jump into the water and start swimming them over. Yeah, I'll call out, who's the best swimmers? And I'll send all 4 of them. So I got to roll a charisma? Ooh, yeah, that's a 5.
Some of the guys are like, I don't know if we'll make it, Mr. Pilo. It's a pretty long swim. I'm not sure any of us here are strong enough swimmers. Make it that.
WWCWD? What would Captain Whitmore do?
Bori, your men jump in. I want you to roll a d4.
3.
One of your men is struggling on the swim. Odds are even.
Evens.
Odds. He drowns. One of the guys drowns.
Oh,
On the
God.
swim. Let's cut back to Captain Whitmore. Captain, the 2 ships are rafted up, and you look across the deck and steps out of the lower levels onto the deck a man in a big black captain's jacket and a very large black hat and a huge beard. He is got strapped to him a sword and several pistols, and he's got this wiry grin, and he got like fucked up teeth, and he's got really intense eyes. He looks out of the ship.
I confidently order my men to plank on his ship, and I board his vessel, the confidence that only a nobleman could have. Captain Gallows, I presume.
And he looks you up and down and says, I haven't seen you in the Navy before.
I don't usually patrol these waters. I am under the highest authority, and I have orders for you, and they are to disregard any previous orders you may have received and to make haste north to handle investigations of a giant lightning creature in the northern seas. The prince and his associate are most concerned with these grave events of late and require all independent contractors such as yourself to take lead on an exploratory mission to Atlantis. 11.
Thank you for bringing it up. It has been raining for 2 weeks straight. Different
It
levels.
really
of
sets the
intensity.
tone.
But you haven't seen the sun in 2 weeks, and everybody, as a result, is kind of miserable. Like, the cove is really waterlogged, everything is wet all the time, so everybody's kind of grouchy. And then there's stories among sailors that you've heard have just been insane since that. Crazy squid woman stories, crazy lightning doing crazy things, arguing across the sky and not down, and the seas have been unusually rough because of all this turbulence. So I forgot, that is the setting of this game. It's raining literally all the time. This guy looks at you and says, what's your name, Captain?
You be talking to the likes of Captain Greg Boop. Greggle Boop. Deckard Breggle Boop. Sir Greggle Boop to you.
Roll charisma.
My middle name is Smokey. 10.
He looks at you and he says, it is a waste to send my men and ships to investigate some phenomenons of weird weather to the north. You tell Prince Gloomis that we will be used in a way that is profitable to us.
Hey, then you be turn-in traitor then. Do you really think you can take on the entire prince's navy for your insubordination? Well, that's how these things go. Just another useless pirate about to meet his end in Davy Jones' locker. Have fun on your adventure. But once this word gets out, you'll have Admiral Graveslammer on your tail.
Roll charisma.
10.
You know what, Captain? You're right. I would have Graveslammer. Presuming he knew I got the message. And he draws his flintlock off his belt and tries to shoot you in the gut. Roll defy danger.
Protect me, men! 14.
One of your men just like tackles you and the shot goes wide. And in that moment, all pandemonium breaks loose. The pirates draw their swords and the Captain Gallows yells, "This ship can't sail away, men. Make sure we sink her or keep her."
I blow my whistle to signal everybody who can hear. And as I get shot, I get surprised and my hat falls off. I don't take it off, but it just falls
It
off.
flies off.
That's not good. How far away are the guys with the barrels?
Odds or evens.
Evens.
There's been like a headwind current pulling the other way, so they have made most of the journey, but they're still a bit of ways away.
I will pick them up on the way. Let's go, lads. Raise the anchor. Set sail. We're gonna head towards the ships.
What happened with my guys?
Oh yeah, basically you got mired down and people being like, "No, I don't think we could do it." And that time elapsed. Couldn't get anybody to do it in the period of time you had to talk.
So then I tell them to follow the mango, yeah.
So you
Mango.
guys begin to enclose on Gallows' ships. So Gallo has his main ship, and then he's got 3 smaller ships with him. You know he's got at least 5 ships under command, but you only see 4 of them. What are you doing, Captain? On the deck, gunfire is going off, and blades are clashing.
A guard! Ha ha! Ha ho! Hoo hee! Hee hoo hoo! Ha ha! I'm gonna just go all out on Captain Gallows and try to take him out quickly. I rolled a 3.
You step forward to fight. You step up with your cutlass, and he draws one of the other pistols from his waist and just shoots you before you get close enough to stab him with the sword. And he just drops that. He's just like dropping the guns after he fires them onto the deck. And then he pulls this sword. You're going to take some damage. Going to do good damage. He does 5.
Itty biggity boss.
So you get shot for 5 damage. Chaos is erupting on the decks. Why don't you give me an odds or evens?
Odds.
4. So your men are starting to lose a little bit. It's not terrible, but the pirates have control of their deck and are pushing onto your deck to start taking control of yours. Let's cut back to Bori and Pilo. Let's do one more odds or evens on the swimmers to see if the swimmers get there before you guys.
Evens.
Man, you guys are getting none of these. You pull up to your men before they get close enough to do their thing, and you just get them back up onto the mango. What do you want to do, though, now that you've closed the distance to the ship?
So our men are on board?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to forego those barrels for now, and we're going to just start sailing the street. And as soon as we're in range, we're going to just start firing.
So roll...
6.
One of the
They're
other
not
ships
all winners.
sees you coming in and cuts a clean angle and gets a broadside off for you're in position.
Jeez.
And it hits the deck of your ship. Roll Defy Danger as your ship is
Oh my
melting.
goodness. Okay. I'm going to mark some orders to try to save us, and using my strength, turn the wheel real fast.
You roll a
Oh
5?
goodness. Yeah.
So you try to yank the ship to the side, but it just turns like the broadside into the fire, and their cannons balls slam into the side of your ship, and your ship can no longer use the left side cannon until you have cleared shit. And shrapnel flies everywhere in the deck. You're also going to take some damage. You take 6 damage.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
You see the mango jets ahead
Fuck.
and tries to get a firing angle and then just gets blasted.
All right, so I'm going to be like, all right, man, fire, protect the captain. 8. I actually, whoever just shot at Bori's ship.
Okay, you guys come around the mango and have a clean line and fire at the other ship, and you catch sort of the back end of the ship with some of the cannonballs. So there's some damage on the deck. Maybe a few guys died, but nothing debilitating. Captain, it's not going good over there. What do you want to do?
I am going to stand in defense and make my way. I'm fencing at a fencer stance, and I'm making my way back across the plank onto my ship.
Okay, and you're going to stand in defense of your ship?
11.
You back up to your ship, and then the Gallows yells at his men and rallies a charge over trying to come over those planks that you're now guarding to get more of his men on your boat. So 4 groups of pirates jumping onto your ship with their swords. And what are you doing? They have their swords drawn, they are jumping onto the deck of your ship, and they are killing anyone.
I'm going to redirect all of that. I'm going to have my men create firing line with their guns to stop them from jumping at strategic points and funnel them, so all of their advances have to be funneled towards me
Okay.
across the
So-
main plank.
Roll 4 Defy Dangers as a squad of pirate is redirected at you as they are turned away from their objective due to gunfire.
Hold fast, mateys! Stand your ground! 10. Crit fail. 11, 13, 10. So 3
Nice.
successes and a fail.
So one pirate gets through, the men charge over, they're shooting them down, and one pirate gets through and he slashes his cutlass at you for 3 damage. So back on the mango, you're reeling from that last attack. What are your orders, Bori?
Fire! If we're in range. We're going to fire on the ship closest to us.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to give you aid.
Yeah, you could like position your ship to help him.
Yeah, we're going to go for the middle ship, actually.
So it's going to be 7 to do it, but then I get to pass.
So I'd like to use my dexterity to help them fire the cannons.
Okay, like you're gonna go down there yourself and aim some cannons.
Yeah, we're going to help them aim some cannons.
You get a +2 from his aid because he has super aid.
10.
The Stony had winged that ship and has moved into position to force him to turn back as you get the Mango turned around and re-aimed with the gun side that's working, and you let loose cannons and it blasts the deck of the other ship, splitting their main mast, and you see their main mast fall. And this ship is now not able to maneuver in combat anymore. Captain, you hear the cannons firing out at sea, and you hear the pistols ringing in your ears around you. Are you going to stay standing in defense, or are you going to try to take some kind of proactive action?
I'm out of hold, so I'd like to make 2 moves, but depending on how the first move. I want to assert myself across the plank and come face to face with Captain Gallows, and I want to drop kick him with my strength. Straight Sparta kick. 10.
Nice.
So as he's on the ground, I'm going to stand over him, and I'm going to rip off my Navy uniform, proclaim aloud to my crew and his crew, "You foolish Captain Gallows, you are no match for me, for I am Captain Whitmore of legend, defeater of Admiral Graveslammer and Giant Lizard Slayer." And just boasting. Everything you hear about in the songs the bard sings, it's all true. And I am the greatest pirate to ever pirate. If you want to see how a real pirate does it, then do no more than lay thine eyes upon me.
Well, roll charisma.
7.
You hear one of the pirates say, all the verses are true, and then one of the other pirates says, even the one about fucking the eel?
A special. I cut that guy, and I say, "Don't you dare disrespect my husband."
So you've ran across the planks, jumped, Sparta kicked the captain to the floor. So his back is on the deck, and you have definitely exerted some dominance. You've rallied your troops, so give me odds or even. One more time, odds or even. I rolled 2 2s. These coin slips is not. I gotta start. I'm sorry. I feel really bad. You guys have lost every coin flip. So you and your retainers are like now in the middle of his ship over there, Cap. A lot of the fighting is actually now just on the deck of your ship, and it's sort of you, your retainers, and like some of his men that have encircled. What are you guys doing with the other ships? You've disabled one ship. There is another ship sailing towards you to get into firing range to try to protect the main vessel. What do you want to do, captains?
We're going to fire on that ship that's trying to protect that main ship.
The ship that's disabled, I want to get close to the rear so they can't shoot their cannons at me, and just drop a couple of those barrels kind of by it and then shoot them.
You get close to that ship and your men are trying to throw them overboard. Why don't you roll to get that to go down like you want it?
Come on, guys. Just throw them over there. We'll blow them up. It'll be really cool. Watch. 14.
So some men pop up on the other ship at the rear, like with their pistols and shit, and try to fire at your men. And a few of your men return fire back. It's like far enough apart that everybody's not quite accurate. And your men swing these barrels out on ropes that let go and land in the water at the bottom of their ship. And you pull away as one of your men gets on one of the deck guns and lets loose a cannon shot that detonates one of the barrels, that detonates the other barrel, and there's an explosion of shrapnel at the back of this ship, and a hole is blown, and you can immediately see water rushing into the lower decks.
Yeah, I'm going to fire on them, though.
Yeah, roll.
8.
Okay, mixed result. So either you can hit them and get hit, or you can veer off at the last minute and no one gets.
Oh, we're going blow for blow. Hit them and get hit.
Okay, so roll Defy Danger as shrapnel hits the deck. check of your ship.
We'll use dexterity, which give me a +1 6. 9.
9. Okay, a mixed result.
Can I use my pirate flip tables move to move myself out of harm? Yeah, I get a bravado that I can try to use the next turn.
So both ships fire at each other, and you're slugging it out. Both ships take damage. Your ship is pretty torn up now because you've taken a few hits. This ship is not as damaged as you.
Anybody who thought I was kidding about blood on their sword now knows I was not kidding.
All right, Captain Whitmore, what are you doing?
I'll take an attack at the down Captain Gallows. Hiya! 11.
Roll your
8.
damage.
1. But last time I upgraded my sword, so it's 1 piercing.
Oh,
So if
okay.
he's got armor,
He takes it, though. You just poke him with the tip of your sword.
I'm
Well,
Captain Whitmore and you're Captain Nobody.
No, you're Captain No More.
So his men are going to try to come at you and your retainers to get to their cap. How do you want to deal with that?
Same way I always do, where me and my men, we all touch heels. And we are in a little circle, and I blow my whistle, and we do a little coordinated defensive sword waggle to not give them an opportunity to break our defense 10.
As multiple men come at you from different angles, you're able to deflect attack, and each man is covering the man next to him, and they cannot get in. Why don't you give me one more odds or evens?
Odds. I'm pentupling down on odds.
2. You glance back at your ship, and you see a lot of dead crewmen, and you see Gallows men at the helm of your ship. But as you look out at the battle, the sea battle, you see one of their ships is now listing towards the stern as it is taking on a lot of water, and the Stony Baloney looks like it's in great shape. The Mango is fucked up, but so is the ship it's fighting. Losing one fight and winning the other. Let's cut back to that out at sea. What do you guys do?
We're all in already. We're going to shoot. I tell everybody on my ship to start heading as fast as we can at that other ship, like at both of them. We're just going to cruise straight at them.
That wood ship, the ship you've been trading blows with?
Yeah, the ship
gonna
we're
ram
trading
them?
blows with, we're going to ram them, but not before I've ordered everybody to remove all the barrels to the front of the ship. And we're going to go to the back of the ship. And we're going to jump onto the other ship.
You're loading your bow with everything that explodes, and then you're going
Yes.
to run it into the enemy ship. And then,
Yes.
and then in the chaos, you're going to jump to the enemy ship.
Yes. We're just going to kind of set our ship at it, and we're going to get out of there a little bit sooner. And you're going to see us jump and know we're headed for your ship.
Oh, my shit. So, yeah, it's going to be like a Fast and the Furious seed. They're
Oh,
ramming. I'm going to come by, and they're all going to jump off onto it, and we're going to sail off, bro.
Yeah, and then
What's
if we
gonna
wanted to go
happen?
attack, and then we'll have, one more boat to deal with?
Yeah, I'm going to give you 8 on this.
Okay. I'm going to use my flare.
Cool. I got 11. You get a +2, buddy. Let's do this.
10 dexterity.
You load the Mango full of explosives on the and charge into the other ship. It's first trying to get a gun angle on you and then realizes you're going for ramming and tries to adjust away. Can't in time. And Pilo brings the smaller, more nimble ship, the White Springs Revenge, along the side of your ship, and your crew jumps from your ship to the Revenge and pulls off as the Mango sails into this other pirate ship. And the two ships smash together, and there's a moment of calm right after they hit, and then boom, as all the gunpowder on the deck of the Mango explodes. Shrapnel and fire is thrown everywhere. Both ships are immediately on fire, and it's pretty spectacular. I think that's going to try to rally the troops on your vessel as it demoralizes the enemy. Somebody give me an odds or evens for the fight on the
Evens.
2. The pirates' men are a little demoralized, and you hear your men rallying as they're trying to push their way below deck. You hear your men rallying, Captain, and fighting them back and pushing them back onto the main deck. And Captain Gallows is on his back still, looking at your squadron, your little fight move, defending against his men, and looking out and seeing one of his ships sinking and one of his ships ablaze, and a kamikaze move from your ships. And he looks up at you And his face of anger for a moment changes to a face of admiration, like appreciation, and says, Captain Whitmore, it seems I've underestimated you.
You best not be moving if you know what's good for you.
I never have. And he pulls his sword while he's on his back and tries to stab you in the dick.
Oh, my dick.
Roll the fighting.
Dick stab.
Come on. 4.
4.
Okay. Oh, you chopping your dick off, bro.
My dick.
You get
Whitmore line ends with you.
He gets you for 6 as he thrusts into your lower abdomen with his sword, right through the crotch. But it's your turn.
I'm gonna command my men to unlink our ships so we can abandon Stony Baloney, his crew still on it, and considering that we've converted it from a warship into a transport ship, it doesn't have any armament.
So you're gonna tell your retainers to separate the 2 ships? Okay, roll to do that.
Remove the grapples! Destroy the planks! For 12.
So your men slash the ropes that are holding the ships together, and a couple of the men jump right on the edge of the 2 ships and push a little bit with their feet to start to encourage the boats to float apart. And they are slowly pulling apart, and the planks topple into the water. The ships separate. So back on the Revenge, Pilo, what do you have? Vori and his men on your ship now. The Mango and that other ship are attached to each other and ablaze. The Stony Baloney is starting to float away from Gallows' command ship. What are you doing?
So as soon as Ori got on the ship, I kind of took a step back and let him take over, taking more of a support role. So whatever the captain
we're headed
wants.
straight for the other ships, and I'm going to take my crew that jumped off with me onto what ship is left.
There is the
main
command ship.
Yeah, the main ship. We're going to jump on the main ship.
The captain was on before you started all this fighting.
Yeah, we're going to jump onto that main ship. Half our crew. We're going to try to fight them to surrender. Because that's going to be a nice ship to add to our collection. You're free to lay waste to the other ship if you like.
The one that's on fire.
Yeah, the one that's on fire.
Heart Mango right now.
I think we could just leave it. I think
9.
You guys jump over, but you roll your ankle. You take 3 damage.
I don't get back up. I don't, I'm an old man. I jump all triumphantly with my sword in my hand. Yeah! And I fall and I don't get back up. I get back up. Like Willy Wonka. Just do a flip.
So you're on the deck of this ship, and you see that Captain Whitmore is here with his retainers, and Captain Gallows is here as well with some of his men. But most of the men, both crews, are mostly on the other ship, which is now floating away from you. What is Pilo doing? You dropped them off. Did you want to go with them? Did you want to blow up the other ship? What do you want to do?
let's go blow up the other ship.
Okay, so you pull away from the command ship and the Baloney, and you get angle on where the Mango and the other ship are attached to each other. They first tried to fight the fire, but there's a lot of damage from just the impact between the 2 ships. The 2 ships are kind of stuck together, and where they're stuck together is the part that's most on fire. So you can see crew on that other ship is getting ready to probably start abandoning ship. You want to fire at them? You can roll.
Oh, I think that one's going down. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead for the Stony
Do whatever you
Baloney
want.
with the rest of the crew.
Yeah, we gotta take that one back over.
How many people went with Bori?
You have one whole ship's crew.
We're going to the other ship and we're gonna back up.
Whoever didn't drown.
He definitely lost men. Bori definitely lost men. So of his 20 guys, maybe he had 15 or 12 guys with him. But you have a whole crew because you haven't really taken any damage. So you're going to board.
Because everyone's fighting on there, no one's gonna try to stop us, right? So let's do it. Let's connect and
Let's link up.
Are you going to roll to command your dudes in the fight, or do you want to just roll for yourself for just you?
So I'm gonna jump in, and the first
Need some
person
new
that I
shoes.
see, I'm just gonna slice at them with my sword.
Hello, Captain.
So yeah, I pull out my sword. I'm like ready for some blood, Crystal.
And you hear Crystal slowly waking. Sure.
10.
Roll your damage.
Well, I get a +1 for the sword, but it'll be a 2. Yeah, I got a 1.
Coming about you swinging, you slice one guy and you push a group of them back. Just swinging Crystal is so big that swinging that on the deck of a ship, even if you're not hitting people, it controls area, and they're pushed back. Odds are even.
Odds.
Okay, and that rallies the men that are fighting with you from the Stony, who now feel like they have the advantage because your crew's coming on top, and you guys start to press crew in between the 2 groups. And with that 10, you also get one harmonic resonance with
Yeah.
Crystal, and you hear Crystal like, "Ooh, come away," and it's like, so do you think the cuisine of the bistro, should we do like a specific cuisine, like it's an Italian bistro, or do you think we should lean into more of a like fusion option?
Oh, after we're done, me and Crystal are opening up a bistro. That's what I promised her for helping me get my revenge.
And she seems really stuck on it, like it's the most she's had a prospect in like a few thousand years, just murdering people.
I feel like an old, like traditional restaurant, sticking to one cuisine would be good, but people like to try new things. I don't know. I feel like it's up to you. What do you think? It's your bistro.
Yes, it would be my bistro. Captain, you have Bori and about 12 more men now, and you outnumber Captain Gallo on his own ship.
I'm going to try and Master Sword in the pedestal Captain Gallows.
Shit, okay.
Because I'm really pissed off that I could see that he was admiring me, and that was really feeding my ego. Like, yeah, I'm Captain Whitmore. And then he stabbed me, so I'm really offended. Plunging my sword down into...
That ego's a little stab.
Well,
Roll your damage.
3, pierce 1.
Cool. So you bring your sword down, you stab him into the gut, and you feel your sword go through him and hit the wood deck underneath. Ugh! Clenches pain.
Don't you ever dare disrespect me again. I'm trying to give you a chance here, but it seems that you've made your decision to be an ass. And the only ass on my ship is me.
You see him smile up at you, bloodied teeth, and he coughs a little more blood up. I wasn't meant for this world, and neither are you, Captain. Pirates like us have a limited shelf life. Some of his men are going to make one final push to get to him before you fully kill him, though you've severely wounded him. Roll Defy Danger.
Turtle up. 9.
So you rebuff them, and at this point, the men on the ship are well beaten. You outnumber people on both ships now. So whoever is left surrender, and Captain Gallows is bleeding out on the deck, stab wound gut. He's not gonna make it.
Yar!
Yeah, you hear the men
Cheer.
cheer on the
Yar!
other ship. Yar! And on all 3 vessels you guys control.
Hey, not too bad, huh?
Any men here who
We have a
respected
fourth
the
vessel now.
command of Captain Gallows, and
Oh, this
any
was
of those of you who are under the control of Prince Gloomus, there be the plank.
Roll Charisma.
13.
They're pirates. What you guys did was crazy as fuck, effective, and badass. So the ones who, like, once they join your team, they're like, these guys are the real fuckers. Like, you've won over all his hard asses that didn't die are all like, all right, that's the real shit. They came at us, they sacrificed one of their boats, and then still walked away with 3 vessels.
It's cheaper to blow it up than repair it.
But the mangoes sink along with that other burning ship. They eventually burn themselves to where they sink. The other ship is long sunk. You probably pull more crew out of the water to restaff your 3 boats.
I go fishing around in the water with like a hook, and I hook on to the nameplate of the Mango, and I rip the nameplate off the White Springs Revenge, and I slap over it with the Mango, and then I go over to Captain Gallows' ship, and I put on the White Springs Revenge. By my decree, this be the White Springs Revenge, and I blow my whistle.
So you guys take all aboard the White Springs Revenge and continue on to the island?
Yeah, I'll send the Stony and the Mango back to Whitmore Cove, and I say, send word to the Governator that Captain Gallows has been dealt with. Use that secret code.
We will, Captain. So men sail back with the other 2 ships as you guys push onward.
We write a new verse about Captain Whitmore defeating.
Captain Gallo?
Yeah.
Like a story of 2 massive pirate fleets meeting on the ocean, battling. Maybe slip in a
Explosions.
line about his first mate Bori, like blowing up a ship.
Without consideration to any man's well-being.
The 2 captains locked in mortal combat, sword to sword, in the rain, just pouring rain. So you guys find your way to the island. The island is relatively small. We cut in, and you guys are walking into these ruins, and you get to the middle of these ruins, and there are 3 paths jutting off this middle, and you guys rope down into this central chamber, and there are 3 paths leading off this central chamber. This place is very overgrown, like it's like exposed to nature, so there's vines up over the rockwork, but if you pull some of that back, you can see that it is carved stone, and there is carvings like suggesting that this place had religious significance to the people sealed away these. What do you want to do?
Discern realities.
6. You step on a plate, and then a dart is shot out of a wall. You take 4 damage and roll a...
10.
So you get hit by the dart, and you feel a little funny, but it goes away.
Hey,
The poison went bad.
we better watch our step. Oh, by the way, anybody need a health potion? As I take a swig of my health potion, because we have a bad habit of not healing after battles.
I haven't taken any damage all game.
I thought I died for a second.
Mr. Pilo, you feel attuned yourself somehow to these magical relics. And before you felt really strong, in this place you feel 3 gentle pulls down the 3 different...
Captain, I think there's 3 different artifacts.
Do we split up or go one at a time?
3 artifacts, 3 of us. I think we should just choose a path each.
I will go down the 3rd path.
Okay, what path are the other people taking?
I'll blow me whistle if I be needing assistance.
Bori, where are you gonna go?
I'll go down then this one closest.
So that means, Pilo, you're going down path 1?
Yeah.
So, Mr. Pilo, you come down the path for a little bit, and it opens to a large chamber, and it's like a cliff, sheer cliff off where you're standing, down to a pit of spike. And across the other side, at equal height of where you're standing, is a passageway into another room. And running down between those 2 places is a beam, a relatively lean beam.
Lean machine.
Like a wood pole running the length of the room from one door to the other above the...
I'm gonna do some Olympics level balance beam shit right now. Oh, that's not good. I got a 9.
And
Do you have a
sort of
preparation?
Well, I do have a preparation. Can I use it?
Sure.
My last preparation. Let's do it.
There's like a flashback of you like standing on a log on the beach, like
Yeah,
balance.
doing some like karate.
You balance yourself, thinking back to that balance practice, and you make it a third of the way across the beach. Mr. Bowman, you step into this room, and there's like a big solid door, kind of like the ones you've had to puzzle your way through before. And there's clearly some kind of puzzle that needs to be solved. And there are weird pictographs carved into the wall. There's 4 of them. So the first one, how would you describe that?
So it looks like 2 snakes on a compass.
Right.
Or a plane. Let's see, X and a Y. Snakes on a plane.
So when you say the phrase snakes on a plane, one of the gemstones on the door lights up. Boom.
That's awesome.
Captain, you enter into a room that is filled to the brim with junk. Every wall is lined with some kind of thing that can hold more junk. A bookshelf, a hutch, a wardrobe. The middle of the room has several tables pushed together, piled with chairs sitting around, stacked up on the tables. Everything in here is not great. You pick up an item and it's porcelain doll, but it's like a set of china, but they're all the fancy paint. Everything in here is kind of shitty. But as you look around the room, it's hard to see, but every once in a while you catch a glimpse of something that looks nice. What do you do?
Burn reality. 7. What here is not what it appears to be.
What kind of item would you pick up?
A vase.
A vase. You pick up a vase. You expect this vase, and it's just like a dusty old glass vase that has a...
I toss it over my shoulder.
You toss it over your shoulder, it smashes.
I grab a book.
You reach for a book, and as you grab a book and start to pull it off the bookshelf, the book next to it turns around and opens suddenly a mouth with teeth and tries to bite your hand.
6. Yeah.
Okay, you get bit by this killer book.
Ah!
I rolled a 6 too.
Oh no.
What?
So
It bit your face off, bro.
its fangs dig into your hand.
Oh, you're gonna have scars.
Yeah.
Add to the legend.
It hurt, and it is like clamped on you, like an alligator grabbed on whatever alligator.
This is why I gave up a life of literacy and became a pirate.
So let's cut back to Mr. Pilo. If you'd like to roll dex to continue across the beam, or something else, you do hear a crash from one of the other rooms.
And I, yo!
And a yell.
Yo!
All right, let's vex it. 9.
So a mixed result. So on that one, you try to take a step forward, but you have to stop and balance yourself, and you don't really make much progress. Bori, you go to the next image. You see this. How would you describe this image?
Swimming coffin, swimming chest. Oh, sunken treasure? Swimming chest. Man, I feel so close to it right there.
All right, you contemplate that one for a while and are unsuccessful.
Swimming chest.
Captain Whitmore, you have a
hold
book
on.
clamped onto your forearm. What do you do?
I flail my wrists at my men. Get it off! Get it off! It hurts!
Okay, roll.
11.
One of your men takes his dagger off his belt and stabs the book through the head, through the cover, and pulls it off, and it falls to the ground and dies. Says, I guess we should be careful in here, Captain.
You're telling me. Eyes peeled, men. Don't touch anything else.
What do you want to do? And
Make my way to the other side of the room.
the other side of the room is more of the same. Occasionally something catches your eye, but you're hesitant to go digging through to look for it after the book.
There's no doors, anything. It's an enclosed chamber.
Yeah, this is the door you came through.
Seems we've reached a dead end. Well, let us systematically tear this place apart. Perhaps we could scrounge up something. And could I roll another discern reality? 5. This is karma for all those great rolls during the ship battle.
Everyone starts digging through stuff, and somebody grabs a chair and starts to move it, and the chair arms come detached and wrap around his arms again and pull him down as the seat of the chair opens to a mouth and tries to pull him into the mouth of the chair, and he starts screaming, ah! Ah! Let's cut back to Mr. Pilo. You now hear some screaming from the walls behind you. You are still a third of the way down the balance beam. What do you want to do?
Keep on trucking. Fucking 9 again.
So you rolled 2 mixed results. So you get through the middle section slowly. You don't feel super balanced in the middle. Maybe the pole here has like a little more flex in it because you're in the middle. So you very slowly creep through the middle, but you are 2/3 of the way. Bori,
Yes, sir.
keep working on this one, or would you like to see the next one?
Yeah, let's see the next one. Gunpowder, assault rifle.
Assault rifle. So yeah,
Assault
you say that
rifle.
one of the stones boom, lights up on the door. Captain Whitmore, one of your men is being attacked by a chair.
I go and
Not again.
try to rip it off. 9.
It's gonna deal you some damage. You pull it off your guy and it claws at you. 6 damage again. As you pull it off and it turns and it just sinks its teeth into your leg. And one of your other men, as you're pulling it off, comes around and starts stabbing it in the upholstery while it's biting you. And the chair falls lifeless into the floor.
Why are all these inanimate objects alive? Oh, as I come to the realization of what magical powers could be at play.
Something must be here, Captain. We must just be missing it. Pilo, you want to try to cover the last third of the balance beam?
Yes. 12.
You clear to the other side. When you get to the other side, you walk into the little chamber that's... Okay, and you get in there, and on a pedestal is a ceramic vessel, like a tahine shape. It's wider on the bottom and kind of comes up like a pyramid, but rounded and not to a point. And it has like a carrying strap on it. And it's not too big, like maybe it's like smaller than a lantern. And there is sort of on the face of it like a chunk that comes off, functions like a lid. And if you pull that off, there is a very fine red powder. And this is the artifact. You know this.
First, I'm going to take out Christelle, and I'm going to ask her if she knows anything about this thing. You ever seen anything like this before, Christelle?
Yes and no. I've seen a lot of things. It all kind of blurs together, but probably some kind of magical powder. They do all sorts of things, you know, like that magic orb did all sorts of turn people into rabbits when you sprinkle it on them. It could turn you invisible, kill your enemies, who knows?
So I am going to... It's inside the case, so if I pick it up, there's not really a chance I'm going to...
Yeah, if you have the thing closed, it's sealed. You have to choose to use it.
Okay, I'll seal it. I'll put it away, and then I'm gonna look for an exit from this room besides the exit I came through. Is that possible?
As you pull it off pedestal, it like lets go of a pressure lock, and as you look back out into the room where the beam were, and like from the ceiling like lowers a bridge that like lands on the beam. Like it's not a great bridge, but you can just casually walk. Ori, this is the 4th one.
It's a different puzzle.
Well, you have to answer the second one still too.
It's like 2 hobos No, there's some music notes. Hobos holding oboes.
Captain Whitmore, what are you doing?
Aye, boys, take a breather. It's been a
Okay.
long day. And I drink another health potion.
Your men all
The book
kinda-
and chair did more damage than all the pirates did.
You guys all kind of coalesce outside the room because no one wants to get attacked by any objects. You guys sort of like have a break time out in the hallway. Mr. Pilo, you're standing back in the central room. Do you want to head down towards Captain and his men or see what Boris?
I'm just going to go to the next one over. So who's the next one over? Bori?
Yeah, we need help.
Yeah, so I'll show up.
Get in the room where Bori is, and he's staring at this pictograph on a wall.
They're carrying notes. Carrying a tune? What are they doing?
And then the other pictograph is this one.
Yeah, I didn't. Grave swimmer?
All right, Captain, your men have had a little bit of a break. What do you want to do?
I'll discern realities again. Because that's been going great. Discern realities. 7. What should I be on the lookout for?
So clearly some of the items that look nice are these creatures that are attacking you, but one of the nice looking items in this room must actually be the relic. It's hidden in plain sight. Amongst all this crap is a few nice things. Some of them are these monsters. One of them is a relic of some kind. There are books, there are statues, there are vases, there are plates and cutlery, there is some barrels, some chairs, chests, a ladder that's like leaning up against a wall. There's a weapons rack crammed in there that's got some swords and axes and maces on it. There is some figurines and dolls and children's toys.
Can I bout lore on the rumors that Ilo Pilo told me and see if maybe I can infer anything from legend? 6. I'm leveling up.
Another one of your guys walks over, we did chair, to some of the barrels that are kind of stacked up in the corner of the room. And he's trying to figure out if there's stuff in one. He like opens the cork on one and like looks inside and smells the cork and puts it down and then goes to the next one and goes to start to grab the cork, and the wood panels on the side of the barrel start to bend up and come up and grab him and start to pull him in to what is now a maw on the side of the barrel that's opening wide, and he starts screaming, ah, ah! Bori and Ilo Pilo, you guys hear screaming from the other room as you're staring at this.
I go running in.
Okay, you run into the room and you see a barrel has come to life and is trying to eat one of Captain Whitmore's men. What do you do?
Oh gosh, I go attack it.
Okay, roll.
Hack and slash. 9.
So roll your damage.
8.
I rolled a 5.
I have 2 armor.
Run your sword through it and start hacking away its chunks, and it does bite you in the arm while you're attacking it, but it dies, falls apart into inanimate wood. And the guy you saved looks over at you and says, oh, thanks, Bori. I thought I was a goner there.
You're welcome, lad.
Elo, what are you doing staring at this pictograph? Well, Captain, what do you want? You got Bori there now.
I start breaking shit.
Okay.
I'm just smashing the room, and I'm gonna aggro every living monster in this.
Okay, then one of the chests, as you're smashing through that part of the room, comes to life and takes you up on your aggro and engages you in combat.
I'm gonna roll to hit it.
Okay.
Crit fail.
You're going to die, bro.
6 damage. I rolled 3 6s on you. Thank God you have money to afford healing items.
I bought healing items. I have armor. I can tank a little bit longer, but we gotta find this thing.
Pilo, what are you doing? You're still staring at this pictograph?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm going to, I stayed a little bit longer, but I'm going to give up and go over there.
Do you hear fighting and people yelling? All sorts of shit is happening.
Yeah, so I stay a couple more seconds, but then I head over there.
So you go over there. Bori has just killed a barrel, and another guy is like thanking him, while the captain is smashing other things in the other room and is fighting a chest that's come alive. You look over, and half the captain's leg is inside the chest as it is biting down on him.
Can I feel the presence of the artifact?
Yeah, there's something in here.
All right, so I'll first attack the chest with my sword.
To fail. So that means as you come over to help the captain, the chest is going to claw you. Deals you 3 damage. Bori, what are you going to do this?
I am gonna attack the chest. Let's go. 13.
So Bori comes in swinging hard and just cleaves down this chest. And
Just saving everyone.
One of Captain Whitmore's retainer looks at you, Bori, and says, "We'd be fucked if you weren't here."
So I'm going to give the captain some aid
Okay.
while he discerns reality. So we could talk. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about. Yeah.
How is it possible that these things can be alive?
I got a crit success on the aid.
9.
You stop, you calm down, and you guys start talking out like what you learned, and it occurs to you item is probably a statue. Like it's probably not a book or a chair. It's gonna be one of the statuettes somewhere.
Perhaps an idol of some kind is bringing these characters to life. But of what? And I head over to
You look around the statues and you see a lot of those like cracked porcelain dolls and those figurines, and then you look and you see this one. It's like a clear glass crystal, and not like crystal like his sword crystal is like this glowing blue crystal, like your grandma's crystal. And it is of a parrot, and it seems to be like in perfect condition. It's not even dusty.
I'll pick it up.
You pick up, you reach out tentatively at first, and then grasp it, and it doesn't seem to come alive, and you pick it up and you pull it towards yourself. And Mr. Pilo, as you walk over to the captain, you can sense that this is the artifact in this crystal statue of a parrot.
I am going to walk up to the captain, just whisper in his ear, "Put it on your shoulder."
What, like this?
Anything happen?
No, nothing in particular happens when you
Oh.
It just, like, I'm trying to hold it up there, but it just, like, droops down.
You look so cool. Hey, are you good at puzzles?
Only want a cracker.
Oh, I've been known to solve a few crosswords in my day.
Captain,
At
we might need,
boarding
we need
school,
your help.
At the academy.
In the middle cave, we need your help.
As long as nothing's got teeth to gnaw on me with, it'll be better than here.
We'll see.
So you guys go back, and there is this image.
I go, what's with those swimming trunks?
As you say, swimming trunks. Boom.
Note taking?
Taking note.
Taking notes. Oh gosh, that was so easy.
Taking them.
They're taking notes. This is assault rifle. These are swimming trunks. Those are
They are.
on a plane. And you were entered into like another one of these treasury rooms, and in the center of this room is a box. And when you open the box, it's like a set of paints and
I think we know what this is, Captain.
and it is clearly the relic. You sense that this is the metal.
I sense this is the relic.
And what the hell is this thing? I hold up the parrot, and I try to activate any magical powers that
Loot? I say loot?
that it might
you-
have.
you,
I bust a brain cell.
You holding the parrot and you like will it to do something, and you set it down on the ground, and it kind of bloom does a little gleam, and you stand there for a moment, and your retainers are sort of hanging around, and one of them walks into the room, and the parrot sends you a mental image of that man walking into this.
Dear God, I'm seeing double.
And you realize that this is like a security telepathically messages you. Somebody enters a space, you set it up.
Well, it seems we've got what we've came for. Let's get back to our ship and patch ourselves up.
So as we're walking out, I have a glove in my adventuring kit. How about that? Just a cloth glove. And I am going to grab some of this powder as we're walking and sprinkle it on one of Whitmore's little minions. Maybe one of the lesser ones. Whoever I know is like the lowest on the totem pole.
Okay.
The guy who got his leg stuck in a barrel, it's just like he's limping behind.
Yeah, just sprinkle.
And at first, he's like, what the? Whitmore, since these men are a extension of you, can you roll his constitution check with your constitution?
7.
The moment it hits him, he has a big sneeze. It goes, "Achoo!" And then, "Achoo!" and starts sneezing, and then also kind of like is gasping for air in between the sneezes. And he's like, my throat feels like it's closing. What was that stuff? And you see he's like more than he was. Like he is currently taking a negative, doing any because he's like gasping. We're also in turns now. Okay, roll Constitution for this again.
9.
It keeps continuing. He is sneezing and gasping for air and having trouble keeping up with the group.
Pipe down back there. I'm trying to enjoy the scenery.
You can see Pilo as you're looking at him like he is suffering. Roll a Constitution again.
Maybe we should help that guy out.
Roll again, Captain.
7.
So this continues
He's
as you guys
holding
are
on.
climbing out. He is trying to climb, and he is taking a negative, and he cannot effectively climb out of this hole. You guys roll again.
10.
So he finally lets out a big achoo, and it stops. He's able to follow up, and he catches up with you, Mr. Pilo, and says, "What the fuck was that? That shit nearly killed me." And you hear he's like hoarse, like his throat is raw.
I don't know. We gotta find out what it does. It's called science.
And he tries to shuffle on ahead with his gimp leg to catch back up with the. So you guys get back to the ship and start heading back to the cove. You're on the boat. Do you want to fuck with the paints or with the powder more?
Alright, well, I have a scribe skill. Hey, Jeb, look what we got you. Paint us a pretty picture of some plunder, would ya? Have him use just to paint a small picture of a chest of gold,
Okay.
and just to see what happens.
So he takes the paints and he pulls out one of his like parchments or whatever, and he paints on it like a chest of gold. And about the time he's like, "Yeah, this looks good," and he goes to pick up the paper, and the small chest of gold becomes real as he goes to pick up the paper, and he can't pick up the paper. And there's a chest that fits within a sheet of paper, so not very big, this big, and it's full of gold.
But like mini gold.
But they are actual gold, and it is a real functioning wood chest.
Well, I'll be damned.
So you lose a usage of the paint. And so you had 10 usages of the paint. And the usage of the paint is based on how big of a thing you paint. Something real small would be 1. Something like medium small, like this chest of gold, would be 2. So you just use 2 usages. So you have 8 usages left. So it seems whatever you paint becomes real. And
Let's just paint a picture of the dead prince.
I don't think it works like that, Mr. Pilo.
Can I paint a picture of my sister?
Oh, wait.
I'm
If
not
you
gonna
want
do
to
that.
bring something living into this world, we best test it on something first.
Probably not even gonna be her.
I know
Like a
you miss your
clone.
sister, but this probably isn't the answer. Magic is a dangerous art. I'm just gonna hold on to it.
Triumphant return.
I'm glad we came out even on ships.
so when you return to the port, Mr. Whitcomb has built flying machine, and he's presenting it, and he says to you, "Captain, I would not feel comfortable piloting myself. Perhaps somebody more astute physically might do better."
I am not afraid, and I snatch it from him.
Roll dexterity.
9.
9. So you leap off somewhere high enough into the wind, and you catch some wind, and it's warbly, but the stone activates and gives you a little forward thrust, and you are able to sail through the air. You don't have a lot of control, but you are flying.
How big is this thing?
It's just like a one-man thing.
Get me down from here! Gloria was right, man is not meant to be in the sky.
Don't forget to subscribe for more Crispy Cast. Like, leave a comment, and stay crispy.